In this video, we're going to go through a complete step-by-step guide on how to get your real estate license in the state of Hawaii, and we're also going to go over a couple important things like how to pick the right brokerage, what questions to ask when you're interviewing with brokers, and how much it actually costs to get your license in the state of Hawaii. So let's dive right into the video. My name is Chris with the Empire Real Estate YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about real estate, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. Before we get started, I want to offer you our free How to Get Your Real Estate License and Start Your Real Estate Career Guide. It's going to have everything in this video, plus a couple extra things. So if you want your copy, click it in the description below, and you can get your free PDF guide. Let's dive right into it. First things first, to obtain your real estate license in the state of Hawaii, you need to be 18 years old or older, and you must have a high school diploma or a GED. The very first step to getting your real estate license in the state of Hawaii is completing your real estate pre-license education. These classes need to be approved by the state, and there are 90 hours of classroom time. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, and you're right, that is a lot of time to spend in the classroom, especially if you already have a 9-to-5 job or you just have a crazy busy schedule. The good news is many classes can be found online, and we actually recommend something called Real Estate Express. They are a really comprehensive school with great reviews, and they offer classes online. So if you want to check them out and see what kind of prices they have going on and what kind of deals they're offering, click the affiliate link down below in the description and check that out. Once you've completed your 90 hours of pre-license education, it's time to schedule your exam. Now, this is the most nerve-wracking, anxiety-filled part of the entire process. So many people get worried that they're going to go to the exam on test day and completely fail. And I had that same worry. Well, I want to offer you a couple different tips on how to get through this, give yourself good odds of passing, and get to the end of this process and actually get your license. So the very first thing is, when you go to the testing center, you want to schedule with PSI exams. They're the company that handles the test in the state of Hawaii. And when you go on test day, you're going to want to bring two important things. The very first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. And you want to bring two forms of identification to get into the testing center on test day. Now, I want to give you a couple basic tips once you get into the exam, so you have a higher chance of actually passing the test. The good news is that the questions are multiple choice. The bad news is they can be worded in such a way that can be a little bit confusing. So what I recommend is taking your time to reread the question 2 or 3 times before you actually submit the answer. Even if you read it the first time and you're 100% sure that you know, make sure you read it a second time, because a lot of these questions are very tricky in the way that they're worded. And I actually caught myself when I was taking my exam, saying, oh wow, I thought it was this when it was really that. And because you're nervous anyway, you might misunderstand a question, and you might actually know the right answer, but you checked the wrong box because you're rushing through the exam. The good news is you have plenty of time to get this exam done. You have a couple hours to complete this, and most people finish the test early. So don't rush through it, because it could cause you to fail, even if you have the knowledge to pass. The next step is to study, study, study. Getting involved with a quality real estate school that's going to teach you everything you need to know is the very first step. That's important. But once you're done with your 90 hours of pre-license education, you want to make sure that you take the time to sit down, use flashcards, study, and give yourself the highest probability of success. Once you pass the exam, it's time to celebrate and get ready to submit your application. Before you do that, you have to submit your fingerprints, and you have to do a basic background check to make sure you have nothing on your record that would prevent you from getting your real estate license in Hawaii. Once that's done, you're going to package up your pre-license education certificate. You're going to package up your proof that you passed your exam, and you're going to package up your past background check, and then send that out with your application so that you get your real estate license in return. The very next thing you want to do is find a sponsoring broker. Once you get your application approved, you're going to need to hang your license at a broker to be active and actually start practicing real estate. So I want to offer you a couple major tips that will help you pick the right brokerage so you have the highest chance of success. If you didn't already know, real estate has a 87% failure rate. The majority of agents that you spent time with in your classroom and the agents that you know that are just getting started, they're not going to make it. They're going to fail out of the business and they're going to go back to a 9 to 5 that they might not want to be at. And their goals of selling real estate and having this great business is going to go out the window completely. But a lot of that can be avoided by finding the right mentor, finding the right brokerage, and finding the right training to give yourself the best chances of success. Here are a couple important questions to ask when you're talking to brokerages about hanging your license at their brokerage. The very first question is, do they offer access to a real life mentor? Someone that has experience, someone that is doing what you want to be doing. And if they offer access, how often can you actually call that person? Like, a mentor is great, but if they're not going to answer the phone, it's not going to do you very good when you're going through a stressful situation, or if you're in a deal and you're going through a problem that you just can't figure out because you don't have the experience. So being able to pick up your phone and say, hey, I really need help with this. I'm having this problem. What's your experience? That's a game changer. So finding a mentor that you have access to is very important. So that's the first question I would ask. The second question I would ask is, do you have a training program to go along with that mentorship? Because you need a step-by-step process how to get your business started, get it off the ground, and start making a full-time income, or at least the income that you desire. So having a training program to pair with that mentor is a complete game changer, because let's face it, the mentor that you're working with, they're probably doing their own sales. They're probably busy. They're not going to have time to sit with you every single day and teach you new things. So if you can get a good training program, even if that's video modules and different things to read, and it's outlined and structured in a way that's going to walk you through it step by step, that's a game changer if you pair it with a good mentor. So I would ask about that and ask what structure they have in place to guide you through this process. The next question I would ask is, how do brokers and agents at this office generate their business? How are they going to teach you how to market and generate business? Many brokerages are going to say, we want you to contact your friends and family. And that's great. Many agents I know use that method. That's the only method they use, and they crush it. They make 6 figures, some make multiple 6 figures, and they have built really great businesses just by doing that type of marketing. It's called SOI marketing. However, if your network is small, and that may not work for you. So you want to find out what the avenue of generating business and what they're going to teach you, so that way you can match it with your style of doing business. When I started, SOI marketing wasn't going to work. I had, friends in my friend group that were 20, 23, 24 years old. I was only 22. So a lot of the people that I knew weren't buying real estate. So using that marketing method alone was a recipe for disaster, and I probably wouldn't be in this business today if I relied just on that. Luckily, I started prospecting, I started doing a lot of marketing, and I found some really good mentors that showed me how to do that. But you want to ask this question up front and make sure that the brokerage you're getting with is in alignment with the way you want to do business. Last but certainly not least, you want to talk about commission splits. Don't make the mistake I made about commission splits and go for the one that offers the highest percentage. Because if you do that, you're going to put yourself in a situation where you might not get mentorship, you might not get support. And if you're just looking at splits, you could put yourself in a bad situation. Keep in mind, this is a 100% commission income business. So if you sell nothing, you're going to get 100% of nothing. However, I lucked out. I ended up at a brokerage that had a high split and great mentorship. The brokerage was just starting. I got a lot of one-on-one support, and it worked out. But it's not going to be that way for everybody. And I would highly suggest focusing on the important things, such as what they're going to teach you, what kind of mentorship they're going to offer, how much one-on-one support are you going to get. Those are the important things you want to be asking as a brand new agent, because this business can be confusing. This business can throw you a lot of curveballs. And if you're brand new and you don't have the experience, you're going to put yourself in hot water quick, and you're going to wish you had support to be able to get you through these problems. Next, I want to go over some of the costs associated with getting your real estate license in the state of Hawaii. That way you have an idea on how much you need to budget to get this done. The very first thing is the pre-licensed education classes. Now, every school is going to have different prices and different offers, but I would budget between $350 and $700 depending on what package you get and what sales your school has going on at the current time. Next is fingerprinting and a background check. So I would budget between $75 and $100 for this. Then you have your application fee, which is about $100. And on top of that, you're going to have a license fee, which is another $100. So in total, I would budget about $200 when you're ready to send out and apply for your license. Real estate exam is about $75 in the state of Hawaii, and there's a national portion of the exam, which is about $50. So in total, I would budget about $125 to get your exam done. I would also budget some money for when you actually start with your brokerage. Some brokerages have sign-up fees, and you're gonna have to pay for your E&O insurance, which is errors and omissions. So if you make a mistake, that's going to protect you. And I would put roughly $300 to $500 aside for that. So all in all, getting your real estate license in the state of Hawaii is not that expensive. It's attainable for most people, and if you budget and save, you could totally get this done. The big hurdle to getting your real estate license is putting the work in, making the time to complete the 90 hours of classroom time, and passing the exam. Those are the hardest things about it. And if you put the time in, if you put the work in, you could find yourself in a really rewarding career that you love. So let me know, are you going to get your Hawaii real estate license this year? Drop it in the comment section below. And if you have any questions about getting your license in Hawaii, drop that in the comment section below as well. I'll do my best to get back to you and help you out. Thanks again for tuning in, and you have an awesome day.